Go, but with a punch like that, and there's the record. 44 fights, 43 wins, 41 KOs, and the one loss to McCallum. So Jackson's 8th world title fight finds him in the ring against Ron Collins, a quick-handed southpaw from Texas. He's only lost one of his 22 contests. Your commentator once again, Bob Sheridan.
So Baker calls him to the center. Let's hear what he has to say as you take a look at the tape. Jackson a half-inch shorter. He's about a pound lighter. He's 2 years older. The reach is the same. So the tail of the tape really doesn't mean too much here. The big factor is the 41 knockouts and 43 wins for Julian Jackson. He's a devastating puncher, and you probably will get a chance to see a knockout. He's knocked out his last 2 opponents in the first round, so oftentimes before the seat gets warm, the opponent of Julian Jackson is on the canvas. His last 6 opponents have been felled inside of 4 rounds. So let's see what happens. It's been since 1990 that he's had to go beyond the first round. So for the past 2 years against Dennis Milton and Ismael Negron, both first-round knockouts. But the southpaw Ron Collins comes out bombing away. Jackson only one time defeated in his career, and that time he was cut cold. And that was Mike McCallum that beat him. Julian wasn't warmed up in the early going, and he got caught off guard, so Ron Tequila Collins wants to keep things going here. Jackson, a patient fighter here in the early going. When he gets a guy in trouble, he'll attack right away. Again, it's Collins in the silver trunks, Jackson in the white trunks with the green and gold and red and blue trim on it, the colors of the islands. That's the U.S. Virgin Islands. You see him, he works downstairs. Collins looks towards the referee, Garcia, and says, hey, that was kind of low, but looked to be right on the belt. There's Jackson with a big right hand. This is just round 1. You see the pace how Jackson gets in and gets right away. Bob Sheridan here for Don King Productions. This is a big night of boxing for you. Not only do we have the middleweight championship fight in progress here, but we've got the WBA junior welterweight championship fight with Rosario and Hironaka, and then, of course, Chavez and Hernandez, and that'll bring down the house when that one takes place. So stay right with us around the world. We're glad that you can be with us. This is round 1. The southpaw style, Jackson may be having just a little bit of trouble figuring out, but it's not bothering him. He's all serious, real serious look on his face, working downstairs, the jab back upstairs by Collins, and down goes Jackson. They say it's a slip, though. He was kind of falling to the canvas, I think it hit in the back of his head as he went down. Jackson doesn't like the idea. Big right hand caught him as he was off balance. This is a ring, could be kind of heavy on the foot for the fighters because it's actually a wrestling ring. It's only 16 feet square, and it's very, very soft. And there's a lot of padding on it, so it can be tough and kind of heavy on the legs of the fighters as the fight progresses. And I think that's what happened to Jackson. He got his toe kind of stuck there and fell right past Ron Collins. Jackson all business, as is Collins at this stage. The southpaw style, I think, is just causing Julian a little bit of problem here in round number 1. But Collins has shown good hand speed. Collins, don't forget, 21-1 from LaPorte, Texas. Pretty good record. Beating Jackson to the punch here with that jab of his in the early going. Jackson trying to be patient, but he gets nailed a couple of times as Collins counterpunches him coming in. Jackson wild with the right hand, he gets counted, and then he gets hit to the body, does Ron Collins, and he's smart enough to hang on. So Collins, in his 22 professional fights, has shown me a little bit of a ring savvy here in the early going. Closing seconds now of round number 1, and a scheduled 12-round championship fight. All right, this is round number 2. Bob Sheridan here. For Don King Productions, Julian Jackson and Ron Collins are the principals in the ring. Collins in those silver sparkling trunks, the multicolored trunks of Julian Jackson. We've already talked about the footing. Jackson trying to pick up the pace here now because Collins gave him all he wanted to taste in the early going of round number 1. Now it seems like Jackson's ready to take command here. You can see the adrenaline flowing in the eyes. He has that killer instinct. He's looking to land the big shot, and Collins is fighting back gamely. For Collins, it's a mistake to mix it with Julian Jackson because Jackson's so heavy with his hands. Right hand catches him, and you see him trying to hang on. What he's got to do is try to keep that jab in the face of Julian Jackson and stay away from him and try to work in flurries with him, because Jackson now is teeing off. And it'll cost Collins dearly if he's caught with the right hand by Julian Jackson. That time the left hook. Crowd here very astute. Big body shot just underneath the heart of Collins. Collins is caught with the right hand. Julian Jackson is doing what he does so well. He just makes the opponents that try to pressure him pay so often. Jackson clear in the eyes, looking right into the eyes of his opponent. Collins has had moments when he's looked excellent counter-punching, but Jackson just appears to be so much stronger. Big right hand bounces off the head of Ron Collins. Collins backs into the corner, a place you don't want to be with Julian Jackson. Now he comes out wild with the right hand. Jackson right back with the right of the nose. He nails him with another right hand as he sat back on the ropes. The ropes held him up. Actually, Ron Collins is out on his feet right now. His legs are very rubbery. He's taking body shots. Somehow or other, he's able to get a punch up, but Julian Jackson has really punished him here so far in round number 2. You see we're coming up to the 1 minute time mark of time remaining here in the second round, and Jackson landing some heavy shots. Collins tries to fight back, but the heavy blows are being landed by Julian Jackson. Collins trying to attack, but Jackson is so clever in the ring. He knows exactly what he's doing. Big body shot downstairs by Julian. Back upstairs with a left hook. Again, Collins has taken some good shots, but he hasn't been down yet. The ropes held him up earlier in the round. Jackson just looking to load up with the right hand. He's wild with the right hand. Whistles past the nose of Ron Collins. Collins looks like he's really trying to suck the air in. Don't forget, we're a mile high in this city, so the air is thin, and it's very dusty in this arena, so it could be tough to breathe if you're not conditioned, although Collins is in magnificent shape. But when you're taking the kind of shots to the body that he's taking right now, it doesn't make much difference. Inside of 13 seconds to go in this, the second round, a round that's been all Julian Jackson. Jackson just raises the right hand past the nose again. Big body shot. And the bell ends round number 2.
Wake up!
Let's get out there and work.
Hey, look at me. Start boxing, goddammit.
All right, with Julian Collins getting in trouble here, Jackson comes in. This is a body shot, then he catches him right up beside the ear. Body shot set that up. You see Julian just missed 2 wild right hands when he had Collins up against the rope. But watch Collins fight back gamely here. I thought he was out on his feet, and he comes back and he nails Jackson with 2 pretty good shots. All right, we're coming up to round 3. Bob Sheridan here for Don King Productions. Hope you're enjoying our night of boxing so far. A lot more action coming up. We've got Edwin Rosario and Kinobu Hiranaka for the 12-round WBA Junior Welterweight Championship, and then, of course, the big one that they'll love here in Mexico City, Julio Cesar Chavez and Angel Hernandez for the Super Lightweight Championship. That's the WBC Super Lightweight Championship. This is for the WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Julian Jackson having a real good second round, and in the process of doing a number here on Collins in round 3. Collins is cute, though, when he's in pretty good condition, because every once in a while, when you think he's in trouble, he comes right back. Now the referee, Lupe Garcia, says, hey, you can't hang on with that hand over the head of Julian Jackson. Jackson looking for the opportunity to land the big right hand. And Ron Collins is actually open for it because he is a southpaw. You notice him with the right hand lead and the right foot forward. He's a southpaw, and he carries that left hand a little bit low, which leaves him wide open for the right hand of Julian Jackson. But instead, it's Collins who attacks first. Jackson catches him with a left hook that time. Another left hook, spinning the head. Right hand catches him, and he's ready to go. But Jackson works downstairs. That's the second time he's been ready to go. He's caught with a left hook. Jackson just can't catch him yet. He's measuring him with body shots right now. Collins trying to fight back as best he can. He's got to hang on and throw some shots back. And he decides he won't hang on, and he throws the right hand. Jackson has had this man nailed twice, and they looked like he was ready to go both times. Once back in the second round, and here in the third round, where he went up against the ropes and just not able to catch him with a big shot. Caught him with the left, and the right hand looks once again like he's ready to go. The left hook again. There's 2 real good left hooks in that series. Julian back upstairs with the right hand. Another good right hand. A right hand straight to the head. The left comes right back, and a right hand thrown by Collins. Counter-punching in there. How this kid's able to take some vicious shots, I'll tell you. He comes back with 2 rights of his own, and he's ready to go again. Julian saying to himself, what's it take to dump this guy? What a recuperative power this guy's showing. Jackson has thrown some vicious shots, which have wobbled him, put him up against the ropes, and staggered him on 3 different occasions just in this, the 3rd round. And he won't go. There's a big right hand. Left hook. His legs will wobble again. Julian misses with the left hand. And Collins answers with some shots to the body. What a tough cookie this Collins is. He's got some sturdy chin on him, I'll tell you. Jackson high on the head with the right hand, catches him with the left. Julian have to ask himself, what does it take to dump this guy? Closing seconds, and there's the bell ending round 3. And we'll go to the corner of this man, Ron Collins.
He's dead tired. He's dead tired now. You done took everything he had. You done took everything he had now. Go out there, hell. Spin it away. Spin it away.
Keep in hell, you understand?
Spin. We don't care what you spin.
Ron,
You have
keep in
it.
hell.
Keep it. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, son.
All right, this is the first time that Collins gets into trouble. Watch this now. Jackson catches him with a real straight right hand there that backs him up against the rope. And now watch the job that Collins does. Well, after that, he was able to avoid all the shots. This is the second time he gets in trouble. You see, Collins comes back with 2 shots thrown. Julian nails him again with the right hand, and he backs up again. The legs are gone, but Julian just not able to catch him with another shot here. And see how the legs are real rubbery? But he just out of instinct fights right back. All right, here we go. This is round 4. A place Julian Jackson hasn't been since November of 1990. He hasn't had to go 4 rounds. Let's see what he can do with Ron Tequila Collins, who does not want to taste the canvas. He's got to be a little bit bemuddled the way his corner was yelling at him. For the life of me, I don't know why 3 guys get a fighter who's exhausted coming back to the corner and they scream and yell at him. He can't certainly digest anything they're saying. As Jackson catches him with the right hand. Harring shots by Collins there. He needs to get that left going. He says that didn't hurt, he says that Julian. Julian's going to have some question marks in his head. What the devil does it take to drop this guy to the canvas? I've hit him with everything and he won't go. Well, of course, a lot of that has to do with the fine conditioning of Ron Collins. Guy 21-1 is no slouch. Ranked 7th in the WBC is Ron Collins. His last time out, he won a decision over in Italy. And prior to that, at the end of 1990, he lost to Gilbert Baptiste in Birmingham, Alabama, but he won his other 3 fights in 1990. So Collins is a good one. You see where we are in round number 4, midway through. Collins having a better round here. It looks like Julian's trying to wait for an opening instead of just teeing off. Look for an opportunity to land the big shot instead of just throwing all kinds of levers. Missed the right hand there. 2 grazing blows past the chin of Collins. Didn't catch him flush. And he has got him a couple of times flush. He's had his legs rubbery, but hasn't been able to nail him with a big shot to put him down yet. Interesting fight in the early going. Julian Jackson said, hey, where'd this kid come from? He's attacking me. That's usually what Jackson does in the opening. But this kid, Ron Collins, a lot better fighter than the last couple of times that Julian Jackson's been out. Big right hand got him just above that left eye. Julian looking to make his punches count when he throws them down. Nice left hook got him. You see Collins coming back. Julian a little bit off balance and almost slipped down. Closing seconds now in round 8. Tough round to score. over the other side now into the corner of Ron Collins.
This round 5, son. You can win the fight now. You can win the fight. You get this boy round, sister. This boy ain't never been like this.
And here it is, El Toreno. The El Toreno Stadium in Bullring here in Mexico City. I'm Bob Sheridan on the Don King Productions Network. Here we go, round 5 in this WBC middleweight title fight, Julian Jackson and Ron Collins. Jackson had everything going his way in the second and third rounds. In fact, they scored a 10-8 round in the third round for him. Round 4 a little bit closer. I gave it to Jackson. Round 1 I had dead even. You have to go all the way back to May of 1989 now, when Julian Jackson went with Derwin Richards, 6 rounds. This is the first time since '89, and in 6 or 7 fights, that Julian Jackson has been beyond 4 rounds. So you wonder just what may happen as the fight continues, although that right hand got through and bounced the head of Ron Collins. But it's going to take more than one punch to knock out Ron Collins. He's already shown that. Collins is a tough cookie. Body shots downstairs, Collins trying to fight upstairs. Uppercuts by Jackson. This is round 5. And right now, Collins, oh, he's there with the left hook. And Jackson waving at him. What's it going to take to put him down? He hits him again and he won't go. Right hand gets through. What Collins should do is hang on. If he just stays there, and Collins finally gets down. Julian Jackson frustrated by the fact that this guy that counts up to 5 and 6 and 7, his legs are still rubbery. That's it. The referee decides to stop the fight. It'll be scored as a 5th round TKO. His legs were rubbery, but I'll tell you one thing, Ron Collins was a tough cookie. He gave Julian Jackson for 4 rounds a little bit of a fright in the fact that he was so tough and so well conditioned he wouldn't go down. His legs are still rubbery right now as Julian Jackson is in the center of the ring. All right, watch exactly how Julian Jackson gets Ron Collins in trouble here now. There's a shot downstairs, the left hook. You see he's on Queer Street right now. Jackson waves him. He says, hey, get down. And he throws the right hand. The kid still won't go. And Julian comes back, hits him with a pretty good right hand. His legs are rubbery. He still won't go. Then he hits him with a flush right hand. And at this stage, I was saying, hey, you better hang on, kid. He's there with a good right, and that time he had to go. But look at how alert and how ready he is to get back up again. Now here we go again. The left hook is what gets him in trouble. But he still won't go. And Julian, after waving a good down, is frustrated, but he attacks again. There's a real good right hand there, but still he won't go. Then he catches him with a big one. And this is kind of delayed. Big right hand there. And that one finally did dump him. But look, he has the ring wherewithal to get right back to his knees and get up. And his eyes fairly clear, but his legs gone. There's Julian Jackson, whose record now goes to 44-1 with 42 knockouts, an incredible knockout ratio for Julian Jackson, one of the heaviest punchers going. But Ron Collins, I'll tell you, was something else. There's Don King, the promoter extraordinaire, and the man that keeps this network going is Jimmy Lennon Jr., all set to announce for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time, 1 minute, 37 seconds. In round number 5, the winner by way of knockout, the world champion WBC middleweight titleist, Julian "The Hawk" Jackson.